barely fit by half an inch here, but it was the perfect sauna. There's nothing, I mean, I don't even know if anybody else could have built this thing for him. But that was my very first sauna. I thought I'm either going to make it in this business or not off this sauna. Have you had anything like that where somebody thought they needed a standalone unit but ended up getting Seadro?
Well, not really, but I've...
We created a series of videos for you based on our most asked questions about all things sauna. Welcome to The Lower Bench. Today on this episode of The Lower Bench, we're going to be discussing preparation for your interior or exterior freestanding sauna. Hey everybody, I'm Brian Mitchell, and today I'm here with Tony and Caleb. And we were just discussing preparation tips for installing indoor or outdoor freestanding saunas. So Tony, why don't you get us kicked off?
Well, thank you so much, Brian. I definitely appreciate that.
Good having you here.
If you don't mind, I want to take you all on a little journey today. So as I went downstairs in my basement, I'm working for a sauna place, and I'm like, I have to own a sauna if I'm going to be selling these things. So I go downstairs into my game room, and I'm like, where can I put a sauna? Do I want a permanent sauna like a Seadro, or do I want a freestanding sauna? Ultimately, I looked up at my ceilings and I was like, dang, those are tall. That's like 13 feet. Plus we got the drop ceiling in there too. So ultimately I was like, this is not gonna work as a permanent fixture. I don't wanna do all the work framing down my ceiling to be able to put a Seadro in there. So I ultimately went with a freestanding sauna just because of the ceiling height. The other thing I was thinking is, hey, maybe one day I wanna put a golf simulator in this location. Then I can move my freestanding sauna to the next room and I can have my golf simulator right there. So ultimately you got to look at your space and see what you can fit and accommodate in that space, and that's how you really want to make your ultimate decision on which option you go with, whether it be the permanent fixture or the freestanding sauna. If you're planning on moving in the near future, may as well go with a freestanding sauna so you can take it with you. You can disassemble it and move it to whatever location you're going to.
Good point.
And that's the journey.
That is a journey. And Caleb, what about you? What about outdoor installation?
So I don't have much of a journey like Tony did, but the main tip for outdoor freestanding saunas, you want to have something level, a platform. It can be wood, concrete, blacktop, really pretty much anything other than quicksand.
Yeah.
You can put this on, just needs to be something level. Don't overthink it. We've had people use gravel, numerous different things, just something as level as possible.
Landscape pavers?
Yeah, landscape pavers, concrete
pads, wood decks.
Numerous things, absolutely.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it for outdoor. I mean, they already come with a floor kit, roofing system. You just assemble it, place it on the pad, and the electrical.
I was about to say, for indoor or outdoor, you really need to focus and understand the electrical aspect.
If you want to save money, close to your breaker box as possible. So your electrician doesn't have to run as long as wires, because those wires can add up.
And the heater size, electrical requirements will depend on the heater for your sauna. It's not just a one-size-fits-all type of thing. So if you speak with us, talk with us, or even on our website, whenever you're looking at some freestanding sauna options, there's always heaters that you can see that will go with that unit. Then from there, you can then see the electrical requirements, get with your licensed electrician and make sure that it will work for your situation. A lot of our interior freestanding saunas do not come with a floor kit, unlike our outdoor saunas, or they don't come with an integrated floor. Why is that?
It's because you really don't need a floor kit with an indoor sauna. You can work off your existing flooring that you have as long as it's some sort of waterproof flooring. Definitely don't want to put that over carpet because you are going to have some moisture that does hit the floor. Typically in an indoor sauna, if you have any flooring, it's only going to be in the walk area. So it's just so you can step onto the wood. But some saunas don't come with any at all, and that's perfectly fine. You can add flooring after the fact if you like. There's options such as dry deck flooring, which is the rubberized antibacterial floor mat, or you could do cedar or aspen squares, or even do like a wood flooring that is built after the fact, or you can just leave it as your exposed flooring that you have in there, which a lot of people do. Any option is available, totally up to you, the customer.
More and more I'm seeing, or we're seeing in the interior freestanding saunas, since they all have all glass doors, they want to see their floor continuing in. They don't want to have beautiful tile floor and then just cover it up. And so that's the reason. You don't need an integrated floor in an interior freestanding sauna. So obviously make sure it's waterproof, whether it's sealed concrete, a tile, whether it's porcelain, ceramic, LVP, LVT. So it's anything vinyl, tile, or a sealed concrete, it will work perfectly. And of course, an honorable mention as far as when we're talking about any sauna is how do we get it to you? How is it delivered? What do you need to know? What do you tell people whenever they need a sauna delivered? What do you tell them?
I just let them know that they need to be prepared to receive the delivery. It's receiving a sauna delivery, you're looking at something that weighs upwards of 1,000 pounds or more in a lot of cases. So you either have to have a couple people there to help you offload it or make arrangements to pick it up at the local terminal or the closest terminal to you. Or if it's small enough, it can potentially be lift gated off, but you need to figure that out in advance so you're prepared to handle that sauna offloading. So keep in mind, they only deliver curbside, so if you got a long driveway, you got to be prepared to track it down, and that's where in a lot of instances it's better to pick it up at the terminal because you can place it exactly where you want to offload it anyway. Makes it a lot more convenient. They load it up with the forklift for you there, so I highly recommend picking it up at the terminal whenever possible.
And it's going to be the same thing no matter who or where you buy a sauna from. It's a large delivery. So at Sauna Place, we like to make sure our customers are prepared on the front end, and so you're not surprised when it does get there.
And to touch on something with outdoor saunas, you want to make sure that if you've got the Wi-Fi version of the heater, that it's within a radius of your Wi-Fi connection, because this cannot be hardwired in. It's not like you can run a cable and have your Wi-Fi up and running. You actually have to get signal where you're located. So if you're really far away from the home and you do not have Wi-Fi signal there, you're better off going with the local version or potentially looking into wood burning heaters, something like that.
Or gas.
Yeah, we can help navigate you through that. We just need to know about how far away from your home you are.
Then if you are far away, you can also buy a Wi-Fi extender.
Yeah.
Potentially. We've had a lot of customers do that.
Yeah, I've had a few do that, and haven't had any problem. And
One of the main questions we get asked is how hard are these to build? That really depends on the sauna. Some of these interior saunas are just with some panels. They go together like basically real fancy IKEA furniture. I mean, they're very high quality. But so a couple of DIYers can put them together. Some of our larger outdoor models, just because of the sheer size and the quality of them, there is a different level of complexity like there is with any product. And so here at the Sauna Place, we can help you and we can talk to your installer or you and give you any tips or let you know the complexity level of the sauna you're looking at. Again, all of them very doable. They're all wonderful, well-built saunas. You can't go wrong with any of them. We just like to make sure you are prepared for everything beforehand. So guys, that wraps up this episode of The Lower Bench. For more information on our indoor or outdoor freestanding saunas, visit saunaplace.com. Or if you have any questions, give us a call at 931-516-6577. We're more than happy to help you find your perfect sauna. Guys, be sure to tune in next week whenever we're going to discuss the 5 best...
when we're going to discuss the 5 best golf simulators for Tony's basement. Of course, I'm joking about the golf simulator. We already know you have it picked out. If there's anything else you would like us to discuss, please feel free to leave it in the comments. And as always, subscribe to our channel, like our videos. If you like them, send them to friends. That really always helps us grow. Guys, until next time, this is The Lower Bench.